I can still smell Tower Records, and I don't mean metaphorically. I mean literally right now, hearkening back to the 70s and the 80s, I can smell walking into that store cardboard, cellophane, paper, plastic, and of course vinyl. And I'm not joking. This was like an auditory experience. And this is, like I said, mostly 70s, 80s. 70s, it was like absolutely beyond like a blast. And when speaking of blast, I can also still feel and smell when the double doors in and out of Tower Records open, there would be this whoosh of air, as happens when you open a door in a large space. But it had all the smells, all the feeling, and all the noises as you stepped in. Now, in the 70s, the big deal was the whole eastern wall, which would be to your left, 45s, all 40 vinyl 45s, singles with B-sides. And that, like in the 70s, because AM radio, pop music over and over, Wings, Paul McCartney, and everything going on, you went straight to the singles department because that's where the hits were. And then who knows what was B-side. But it going to Tower Records was like a religious experience and like confessional for a Catholic, because not going in LA, not going to Tower Records was like saying, I don't use Windows. um, but we had no internet, right? Of course. And so there was no, like, aside, like I said, from like AM radio, because even in the 70s, FM was like jazz and talking, UPS. I mean, what is that like? Anyway, like, they get like soft spoken. They do skits on it on SNL. Anyway, whatever. So it was just a sensory blast. You would walk in and there would be stacks and stacks. I wish I could put the picture in the preview of vinyl. And the one that had the front stack was the one that was released that day or yesterday. And then as those got older, they would move the stacks back. They were not in boxes, they were open, and people were grabbing the vinyl left and right. Hence, bringing in a new box and restocking that pile. And then came cassettes. And when that started, it was like a little sliver on the wall opposite the 45s to like test how cassettes did, you guys. And it was like when CDs came out and they only put like the big ones out and they were in those tall plastic things. Then Tower switched to those and you had all the tall plastic CD holders. The info desk was like the heart and soul. You did not bother them with stupid questions. You were expected to know where everything was. Those were for the more complicated questions. So it was not just buying records for me. It was literally filing away my life memories.